Hi, my name is Retro, and this is Homebrew and Mountaindew, where DMs and players stretch their creativity and make new worlds and choices. With me, as always, is a guest of the episode, and if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Nicole. I am the Chaos Cleric on TikTok and YouTube, and the Mistress of Mischief practically anywhere else. I've been playing D&D for about 3 years, give or take. Started in 2021 when I was sitting in my religion class, which is the funny thing, and I was sitting in the second row, and this guy in front of me turned around at the beginning of class and he saw me drawing dragons. And he's just like, hey, have you ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons? So I'm like, what the heck's Dungeons and Dragons? He's like, come to the MC tonight. We're going to play Dungeons and Dragons. I wasn't sure he wasn't a stalker or not, but past me had like 2 brain cells and they were both fighting for 3rd place. So
100%.
I went to the MC. We started playing. I'm just like, what is this? They helped me build a character on the spot. It was a rogue, obviously. It was my first character. And
Edgy backstory,
no,
the classic rogue.
I had no backstory. I had
gotcha.
Nothing. I heard the word Dragonborn and I'm like, that. Give me that. And they're just like, okay, so you can play a metallic or a chromatic. I'm like, metallic, give me a gold one.
That's always one of my favorite tropes of like giant races playing rogues, because it's like, yeah, the giant dragon is so stealthy. And it's like, oh.
She had the highest stealth among that entire party. And that was including, I think we had a Kenku.
Whoa.
But she had the highest stealth among that party.
That's great.
And my first session ever, I almost died to a frost toad. And the DM who was running it could not stop laughing the entire time. And I'm just like, geez Louise, cut me some slack here. And she's like, okay, the frost toad's gonna attack you. And I'm just like, man, I'm at 3 HP, and she's just like, well, this is gonna hurt then, and I'm just like... So, after that narrative foray, I came back, and the gal that was DMing for me, she's just like, most people don't come back after that, and I'm just like, well, I wanted to get revenge. And so I kept playing, and the guy who introduced me to D&D was actually the first person to buy me my very own set of dice.
That's a very, like, a DM part of the, like, indoctrination of people. Not even if you're not a DM, it's like, if you're playing D&D with me, here's your set of dice, you're now in the cult.
And now I have a hoarding problem.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You've seen the backpack.
It's pretty impressive.
It's glorious. It is. I literally searched for one of those preschool-sized backpacks that, like, little kids take to school. And I was waiting for this to come in, and when it finally did, I sat there and I laughed at it for 5 minutes. As I was slowly filling it with all my dice. And my roommate knocked on my door, she's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm just like, still just laughing hysterically, and she's just like, it's a backpack full of dice, Nicole. And I'm just like, yeah, it's a backpack full of dice! And that thing's pretty hefty.
And it's almost the correct amount of dice.
Almost.
There still needs to be a lot more.
There needs to be a lot more. Technically speaking, I am considered now a dice dragon, as I have a gemstone set, I've got a metal set, I've got over 100 just like regular sets. I'm
very much still at like goblin territory.
Oh, I have reached dragon, and I did that myself because I got a gemstone set for my birthday that my friends got for me. It was a lapis set, and I nearly started crying when they handed it to me. I'm just like, they're just like, happy birthday, and I'm just like, you really didn't have to do anything. And then I opened the dice case, and I'm like, you really didn't have to do this. And they're just like, are you gonna start crying? I'm like, yes.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Everyone has the connection to like the one perfect set of dice.
Oh, I have never like actually rolled them outside of their case. They're my blessed set. So if something's doing unlucky, I pull out that case and I just wave it over my dice and pray. Oh yeah, and pray that they start rolling better, which they normally don't.
You have to roll that set once.
I will.
If a D&D game's important enough, you're on like a death save, you have to pull it out to immediately get the nat 20.
That's the thing. I have the blessed set, and I have a cursed set. They're the duck dice. They are the second set of dice that I personally ever bought myself.
Mm-hmm.
They are perma-cursed. I cannot fix them. I gave them to my DM one time. He cursed them more. Because he rolled like 3 nat 20s in a row, and I've never gotten above a 10 on that set ever since. And I'm just like, dude! And he's just like, you shouldn't have given them to me. And I'm just like, you're never touching my dice again.
Fully never believed in dice voodoo until I became a DM and then started DMing games. And then there's just one player that at the worst time gets the 4 nat 20s in a row.
Oh,
and it's like, okay, I guess there is a god and he only favors these dice.
And then there's someone, you're expecting a stealth check to go off without a hitch, and then someone has a, 26 perception check?
It's horrible.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I know. I like playing perceptive little guys.
No, you like
He
was not a little guy. He was 8 feet tall.
Yeah, but he's weird enough to be a little guy.
True.
That's the rules.
That is the rules. You killed a child.
One child. 2 child? I did kill 2 children.
Yeah.
This is classic D&D. This is all in a game.
This is all in a game. We did not actually kill children, even though these little muffins decided that if they got to 30 times of breaking me, which is me disappearing behind my DM screen and staying there for at least 5 seconds, I would drop kick a baby.
Which you haven't done yet.
We got to 24.
We'll get to 6. Well, next event.
You'll get to 30. Honestly, you will get to 30. I mean, it doesn't count if I'm not behind the DM screen, so...
Well, I guess I can explain how the big part of this works.
Ooh.
The main idea of the podcast is I have on a Google Doc in front of me.
Okay.
Not sponsored.
Please sponsor us, Google.
Yeah, for the 6 viewers, they need to know. I have 20 different settings listed down.
Okay.
In fact, I have some extra ones just in case, but you know.
Nice.
You can take... It's just like a one-word setting idea.
Okay.
You can combine any other elements of any other setting. We can combine other things. It's just a general vibe.
Okay.
And I have a ton of different D20s with me.
Sweet.
You have picked out the one you wanted to roll.
Yeah, it's purple.
She's
purple
excellent.
and green. She's excellent.
It's very like jester colors. It's a little bit also just Barney the dinosaur.
It's kind of Barney. It's kind of giving me Barney, but if Barney hated me. Oh wait, Barney doesn't hate me. That's a 19.
Okay.
Where was this last week? I was rolling like crap.
Okay. The one that you rolled on the thing is one of my favorite ones that I was hoping would come up. I have described this, and I'm going to have to give you more of an explanation. Because all I wrote on the Google Doc is little guy. What a little guy game is to me...
Okay.
...is I have a set of tarot cards.
Oh, yeah.
That are all these little mice with just swords and cloaks made of, like, wood and little patchwork things. And so I had an idea for a setting where it would all just be, like, little mice and little creatures. And it could still be, like, high fantasy. It could still be political. But it's the idea of you're playing, like, mice or hamsters or stoats in a large forest of, like, magic.
Okay. So this is kind of a little bit like Humblewood, but...
100%. That's the vibe.
I love Humblewood. So... Okay, I'm getting ideas. A little guy. Okay. So there I think would be a fun idea, fun setting idea would be your little guys. I'm thinking like warrior cats, but with mice.
A warrior cats reference is diabolical.
Yes, because honestly, I was a warrior cats kid up until like 9th grade.
The Warrior Cats to Dungeons and Dragons pipeline is really, it's not a stretch.
Okay, no, so the warrior, I had a cheetah phase up until I was 14. I'm not kidding. I made an entire country in 8th grade of little cats.
Okay.
And then I started reading Warriors, and I'm just like, oh, someone else already did this. That lasted with me up until high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came up here at 18. I'm 21 now. And I'm looking back at my Warrior Cats days, and I'm just like, so this is the beginning of the OC fascination, right?
Sorry, you said cheetah phase. Is that like...
I thought I was a cheetah.
Gotcha, okay. I was very confused on how that tied to Warrior Cats.
No, I legitimately, I watched one Wild Kratts episode. I got obsessed with cheetahs. Like, I knew every fact. I was doing the autism thing. It's just like, Nicole, will you please do an autism for the lady? I proceed to list every cheetah fact I know. 20 minutes later, they're just like, what was that?
Wild cats are just... They're just druids.
I know.
Anyways, try to get on track. I'll throw...
I have never been on track once in my life.
It's gonna be a running theme in this podcast. To throw a, like, world question at you, do you think you want gods in this world? And what would gods look like in a world of tiny cats and hamsters and mice?
My first thought was a meme of Mouse Jesus. It's just like, Mouse Jesus died for your sins.
I love making a D&D game. Heavy, just like, Jesus, isn't it? Heavy Catholic God, that's who you're praying to.
No, I had a session one time where they were just, something was going on, and they were just like, Jesus Christ! And me, in my character voice, was just like, who's that? Who are you talking about? Like, the only God I know about is Nike. Who is this Jesus Christ? I got inspiration for that, and I'm very proud of myself. But, yeah, no, that was a running joke throughout that. So, my first thought was, like, Mouse Jesus. But now that I'm thinking about this more, Egyptians? Egyptian pantheon. They're the animal heads.
Oh, that's very true.
Everywhere. And there had this whole theory that the Greek gods turned into something and they flew over to Egypt right when they were fighting Typhon and this whole convoluted thing, and that's why the Egyptian gods had animal heads. And I'm just like, no, that's not how this is gonna work here.
I love the idea of, like, somebody dropped an Egyptian book in this forest, and just, like, one mice has a giant textbook, and he's like, I've solved it!
No, he's, like, they have temples made out of, like, leftover popsicle sticks. And
it's that, or what if it's, like, advertisements that they see, and they're praying to, like, whatever rapper they find?
No, they're praying to the Geico lizard.
Yeah, like, it's different mascots that they just find in litter.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's like that one Donald Duck comic. Where this, like, little duckling stumbles across, like, a Donald Duck comic book, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yes. But what I'm thinking of this, like, not in modern terms.
Yes.
What would the D&D equivalent of billboards be?
Oh, like if it's like a full fantasy world?
If it's a full fantasy world, what are the D&D equivalent?
I guess, like, scrolls and flyers.
Job boards.
Job boards?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They have that whole thing with the quest board, right? So one blows away and they're just like, who is this mighty person? And it's in actuality like a farmer who just needed someone to clear out the slime.
I do love the idea of, like, you're playing mice in a world of actual fantasy, like, adventurers is really funny. Because you got some people, like, killing a dragon over there, and some mice are like, this snake is invading a local town.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, we can even do it in the modern day, too. It's just, like, with your thing with billboards, they see this billboard, and they're just like, who is this? And it's just, like, some lawyer. Because, honestly, I think that would be hilarious. They're just like, we worship, all hail Lord Geico. And just a random human stumbles in one time, and they're just like, you mean the Geico lizard, like, insurance? And they're just like, you do not know of what you speak, oh, tall walker. I don't know.
What do you think the different kingdoms would kind of look like?
Oh, there would definitely be a kingdom of cats.
Yeah.
Absolutely a kingdom of cats. And
that's definitely one of the more powerful ones.
Oh, absolutely.
In terms of, like, little guys, hamsters don't stand a chance.
Against, like, cats.
Yeah.
There's definitely, like, a frog / salamander / like, every aquatic...
Yeah, having like a swamp
Oh,
area.
absolutely a swamp area. Think the Croc Swamp from Ninjago Chima. Yes, I was that kid.
Okay.
I watched that too.
From Ninjago Chima?
Yeah. Did you watch Chima?
I started Chima. I think I got 3 episodes in, and I was like, I love Ninjago too much.
I did love Ninjago.
Yeah.
I really did love Ninjago. Oh my
But
gosh.
that is great. So we have Cat Kingdom.
Oh, there's absolutely a cat
We have
kingdom.
we have the Reptile Kingdom.
Reptile Kingdom, and then like, if we're going by the hierarchy of medieval times, the mice are definitely the serfs.
Gotcha.
And like, the salamanders, the frogs are like the knights, the lords, the dames, the whatever, and the cats are definitely royals.
Gotcha.
And yes, there would be, and if I'm going off my love of mythology, because I'm pretty sure something will rip a hole in space-time and stab me if I don't put in mythology. There's gotta be stories of cats being dropped off in mice families and grow up believing they're a mouse, but they're actually like a prince or something. Because that's obviously
That's so funny. Just the idea of like, this is a giant cat, and it's my son. It's a mice. It's a mouse. What do you mean?
It's just like in I saw a thing. It was like halflings adopting orcs. It's just like, this is my son. He's taller than you. Yeah, no, he's 4 years old. He's taller than you. He's also green. Dude, you can't just ask someone why they're green.
I would love to if it would be like, because I think this is a thing in a lot of countries worldwide. You could have it be like an ancient history cats run around. Because cats are like invasive species in real life.
Cats are definitely invasive. But
so it's
also
like there's
rats.
the ancient like rat or hamster king before the cats got here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And if we're going like, I just thought of a tropical version of this, like tide pools, like little seahorse knights. And like the king of the kingdom is like a blue-ringed octopus, and they're just like, all hail the venomed one.
I'm trying to think of more questions to ask.
you're good.
What should the monsters type be? Like if you want like, I feel like snakes have to be
Snakes
dragon-esque.
have to be dragons.
Yeah.
Because as much as I dislike snakes, I really don't like snakes. They're
What if you don't
just,
like snakes? They make a perfect monster.
Yeah, they make a perfect monster. I'm thinking. So in D&D terms, Tarrasques for this situation, a lone like toddler wanders in, and they're just like, it's the beast.
They think like a 10-year-old is like the tallest they get.
Uh-huh.
They're like, that's a full-grown giant.
And they're just like the storm giants who tear through the clouds, and it's like some normal 10-year-old. And this just like bunch of mice just start worshiping at the feet of this toddler. And this toddler, it's a toddler. It's gonna try and eat one of them. That's a myth. That's a myth.
Yeah.
It's just like, do not approach this.
Do not approach the edge of the forest.
Do not approach the edge of the forest. Monsters lurk there, waiting to eat you.
The giants.
And it's just some toddler.
They flooded a whole town in an instant, and there's just like a ruined town with half a water balloon. Just.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because I don't like toddlers all that much. They get funny when they get to like 5.
Yeah.
But before that, I'm just like, stay away.
I love the idea of some kingdom having this great power, and it's that they have a hose or like a sprinkler in their kingdom.
Oh yes.
It's like we control.
We control the water.
We control the water. We could flood your entire town.
And they have like this weird pulley system just to like turn on the hose, and that's how they punish traitors. They're just
so
like, go
overly complicated.
stand in the fountain of never ending.
You must go into our prison, drops them in a mason jar.
Oh yes, like it's a mason jar, and it's just found stuff, kind of like Tinkerbell.
Oh, 100%.
But with mice instead of fairies, which would be a far more entertaining movie concept.
Yeah, I feel like all the swords would have to be like just little knickknacks.
Like toothpicks, and like this has been handed down for generations, and it's just like a safety pin.
The 2 people are jousting and they have knitting needles.
Oh my gosh, yes. They're just like, how are you holding these? These are giant crochet hooks.
Yes. I feel like the thing is, spiders are like half the size, but I do love the idea of like a king having a spider as a royal advisor, or like a spider being librarians in this world.
Oh,
Just something like that.
Spiders would be like the scholars.
Yeah.
They see them as like, they have 8 eyes, they have 8 legs. They've gotta be smarter, and they were blessed by the gods. And those who survive the land of the giants on the outside of the forest, they're just like, I have walked through fire, I have seen everything.
There's just one crazy spider that's like, one of the giants caught me, and he put me in a giant red other dimension, and he led me back out to the forest.
I don't know what happened, but he let me go. The giants have never let someone go before.
I'm chosen.
I am chosen by the gods. I am chosen by Mouse Jesus. I'm still stuck on Mouse Jesus, though.
There's like the lead cat, the emperor cat, is like, I have appeased the giants. I give them a gift of a dead bird every day.
Oh my gosh, yes. Just like, that is how I am the only one brave enough to speak with these giants.
He feeds me, therefore I am the chosen one.
Yes! And they like, one time, the cat doesn't come in for dinner, so like, one of the little kids leaves his food bowl out in the forest, and they're just like, what is this? It's the chosen one's bowl! Or it's just like a water park.
It's great. What would be like the main villain, do you think?
Oh, definitely a snake who has grouped up with a bunch of other snakes. And they make it look like they're a hydra whenever like anybody comes to talk to them. They just like poke 3 heads out, and they're just like, who has dared to come speak with us? But when the adventurers go in, it's actually like a single snakes that are just grouped up. And I would love it if they're like fighting. There's infighting between the snakes, because honestly, they're snakes.
Yeah.
There's got to be some infighting.
They're scared of like an owl.
Oh yeah.
Like the ancient owl at the edge of the forest.
Oh yeah. But it's actually in reality one of those like
Those
owl
fake
statues.
owls. That's great.
Because that's the only reason that the ancient owl would still be alive.
It would be so funny if like one of the goals of the party is they have to go find this owl god, and they get there and they realize that their society is a lie. The owl is fake.
The owl's fake. They go up, they approach the owl, and they just like, oh great owl, bless us with your mercy. Owl's just staring at them, and it takes them a while to like get closer, and they're just like, oh great owl, what the heck's going on? And they like touch it, and the owl's fake, and they're just like, oh my gosh,
Our life's a lie.
or they could like double down. They're just like, the owl god has chosen me as the new usurper of Kitty Kingdom. Bow to me, oh cat. And it's just this mouse.
And then what do you think like a party would be? Or like what their goal would be, at least.
Well, one of them would be to like commune with the giants to like see that. There would be like infighting between. There's got to be a revolution. There's got to be a revolution. Mice revolution over the cats, and like we're not talking French Revolution, but I just want like a little bit of war, like, and then the great cat emperor could pit. It would be like a jousting arena, and whoever gets to talk with the crazy spider, or they get an audience with the owl god who's fake.
I love politics in stupid worlds.
I know.
I love the idea of like a mouse being like, I'm a descendant of the long lost rat king, but no one can know.
No one can know. Also, yes, there would be ferrets. There would have to be ferrets. I love ferrets. I think ferrets would be like skirting that realm between like God and man. These would be like the fey tricksters of this forest.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
ferrets are ferrets.
Yeah.
So they're just like, yeah, no, I think ferrets should just be inherently magical.
I love the idea of a ferret, like half their body is on the stick and they descend down and they're like, hello.
Kind of like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Because that's where a lot of these ideas are coming from, is like a weird mix of Warrior Cats and Alice in Wonderland, because honestly, yes, I'm going back to that.
Again, two beautiful fandoms coming together.
No, I mean, I was the Cheshire Cat for Halloween. I have to put in Alice in Wonderland a little bit. Because my mom didn't like that movie for some reason. She's just like, the writers were on drugs, and I'm like, Mom, it was the 19th century. Who wasn't? Honestly, who wasn't on drugs in the 19th century?
If there's a famous revolution, do you want, like, a royal advisor or someone in the house to be, like, secretly a betrayer?
Oh, absolutely. There's gotta be a betrayer. It would be funny if there was a kitten who, like, didn't know who was getting manipulated by one of the rat generals. And they're just like, tell us your secrets.
A kitten prince.
A kitten prince, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. A kitten prince. Oh, baby. And, like, it's just like, he's not meaning to be a betrayer. He's just feeding all the secrets to the rat army because him and this other guy, this other mouse, were friends somehow. Because there's gotta be that unlikely friendship.
Yes.
There has to be, because that's adorable. And also, it's a trope we gotta check off. Chekhov's gun.
I love the idea of a little, like, rat advisor going to the revolution, be like, if we can get the cat's collar off, his ancient artifact, gifted to him by the giants.
If we can get this off.
They will not favor him anymore.
And then, oh my gosh. And, like, in, like, a second act thing, they introduced dogs. Yeah. There's, like, this one puppy that the giants got, who stumbles into the forest late one night, and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's something else, we don't know what this is, and the dog is just like, hi, he's just being really friendly, he doesn't understand,
I was not ready for the Mickey Mouse dog, hi.
I was like trying to do Hootie, but at the same time, I can't do Hootie.
I don't think I could do a good Hootie, I don't got a Hootie in me.
I don't got a Hootie in me, it's like Mickey Mouse or nothing. Hi! And it's gotta be a corgi. It's gotta be a corgi puppy.
There's 3 types of dogs that are small and funny enough where it's a corgi, it's a wiener dog.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you want it to truly be like this evil force moving in, it's just a crazy chihuahua.
Oh, absolutely. And there's other dogs in the giant civilization. And so they can have a whole storyline with that, where this puppy wanders into the forest, and they're just like, we need to get you back to the giants. You're upsetting the delicate balance of the forest, because you're more powerful than the cats, because the ferrets told us so.
I would love, like, a cursed or ruined kingdom, like a kingdom that's just full of trash.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just horrifying because things there have rabies.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
And it's ruled by a raccoon.
Yeah, so it's like in the world, everyone is like, the people there, mindless creatures. In reality, it's just like a squirrel with rabies.
It's like a squirrel, a raccoon, and a couple of daring rats and spiders that are just trying to form a crime syndicate.
Undead walk the streets.
No, it's just one squirrel that has rabies.
It's a very fast squirrel.
Very fast squirrel. Oh my gosh, the squirrel is a big bad who can
that's
duplicate.
definitely that's like a boss battle, is fighting a rabied squirrel.
Fighting a squirrel with rabies, oh my god.
But that's like, it's poison damage, it's aggressive, it makes sense.
Oh yeah. and then they like meet the raccoon and they're just like, okay, did you kill the squirrel? Because we've been scared of that guy for a long time.
The raccoon has some like ancient power, and his ancient power is just having thumbs.
Just like the last of his kind. He has been blessed by whatever god it is, and it's just like, I have thumbs.
This person's been trapped in a mason jar for eons. Only one person can open it.
Oh my gosh, this rat's been trapped in prison. We need to get him out. And in order to get him out, we need the ancient one, the raccoon. And it's the same party that went and saw the owl, and it's just like, are you fake?
Yeah, we need we need his special magic, and I love the idea of a raccoon that just knows everything in the world that's going on. He's like, yeah, special magic, whatever.
Yeah, no, he just has a cigarette too.
Yeah. I can open a jar.
Oh yes, he has to be from New York. This is a planeswalker raccoon. This is a planeswalker demigod raccoon.
Trust me, if this is the craziest kingdom you've been to, you got nothing on pigeons. I swear.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They would rip your kingdom apart.
Oh yes. Squirrels from New York. No. Squirrels from Jersey. Squirrels has a Jersey accent. He's just like, no. Not Jersey. Florida. Squirrels from Florida.
They actually just, like, got thrown away and ended up at this dump
Oh
outside
my
the
gosh.
city.
They're just like, how did I get here?
How'd I get here?
How did I get here? And they just, like, completely go absolutely crazy. I think that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a boss battle. The raccoon is also, depending on where they go, that is also a boss battle.
Yeah. You have to give the players a lot of agency. It's like anything could be a boss.
Anything can be a boss. A couch can be a boss. A door can be a boss. A tree can be a boss. Anything can be fireballed.
Mm-hmm.
Or set on fire. Because I made the mistake of giving you guys self-replicating couches.
We burn 8 couches.
You burned
In a row.
so many of my couches.
In a row.
I also have I'm playing in a campaign. It's a Beast World campaign, and to like connect that a little bit, because I have my next character. Her name is Ace. She's a poker playing raccoon.
Amazing.
I love her. She has this faintly Mary Poppins accent that I've been practicing for a while, and I feel like raccoons can just plane shift. Raccoons are demigods, and they're just like,
They're chaotic enough to be.
oh yeah.
I think demigods is a strong term. Maybe like fiends.
Oh.
Maybe devils.
The 9 hells are just full of raccoons.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's seen a raccoon and been like, that is celestial. I think
Oh,
I've seen
no.
a raccoon and go, oh no.
Yeah, the raccoons are just like, oh, these are devils. These are devils that we have to make deals with.
There was one point.
They're warlock patrons.
The one time in my life I've interacted with raccoons, I had the pleasure of going to a raccoon cafe, which is a real thing that exists in
Oh
some
my
places.
gosh.
And we go in the back, and immediately we're like, oh, this is so cute. There's an albino raccoon, and it was so neat. And it immediately stuck its hand into my brother's pockets, pulled out his headphones, went behind something so no one can get them, and just started tearing them apart.
Oh no.
They're purely...
They're chaotic neutral at best.
At best. They
At
are
best.
evil creatures.
They're
Adorable, but evil creatures.
Yeah, just like cute little face, tiny little hands, have committed many crimes. Otters. 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 They are the great old ones of this universe. Otters have committed
I feel
so many
okay.
crimes.
In terms of like great old ones, it's got to be a tortoise just somewhere.
Oh yeah, like if we're talking like warlock patrons, definitely there is one raccoon that is like chaotic good.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'll do this. You gotta pay me. What? We do not have any money to pay you, sir. I just need trash, honestly, or a lock, or that.
Bring me a cool knickknack.
Bring me something shiny, and I'll do this for you. And
No, never something shiny. It attracts the crows. You must stay away from the crows.
the crows are messengers of the gods.
100%. Oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, the crows are messengers of the gods. They really aren't.
Crows are. I think it is fun to play crows as really smart because they are smart in real
They're
life.
very
So it's the
smart.
idea of a crow being down. It's like, if you give me shiny things, the gods will spare you this season. No rain shall fall this week. And they just saw like a weather forecast earlier that day.
I love the idea of crows just meddling with everything just because they can.
Please, all I want is one Cheerio.
Their currency is Cheerios.
It's got to be like little snacks.
Yeah, it's gotta be like Cheerios or Cheetos or stuff that like people have left out in the forest. Like with their bank is one of those repurposed like "Don't feed the squirrels" signs. It's just like, do not feed the squirrels. What does this mean? I can't read this. It must be a great omen of old.
I love like random encounters just to have like a little squirrel trapper, or just there's a lot of fun stuff like that you can also throw in there.
Also rabbits.
Yeah.
Rabbits. We've got to throw rabbits in there.
Rabbits, though, can be like horses, essentially. Like, you need a rideable thing, and I love
Yeah.
the idea of a tiny mouse on a giant rabbit or hare. Being like,
yeah.
whoa!
And, like, I say there's, like sentient species, and then there's non-sentient stuff. Like, the rabbits would be, like, pack horses, oxen, that jazz.
Yeah.
And then, like, quail or pheasants would be the flying transportation. And they would be nice to them, yeah, like horses, but at the same time they can't talk.
Yes.
Unless you're a druid and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna talk to this random bush.
Yeah.
But then, as an encounter, probably they run across a rabbit who can talk, and they're just like, what the heck is going on here? And then it's just like, I've been gifted the miracle of life. Fear me.
I've learned from the land of giants. They kept me in a cage. For eons I was in this cage, and I learned.
I learned to speak.
I learned to speak.
And then it's just like this wonder of a rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They have fed me.
They have fed me. And they have granted me speech. They have granted me life. They have granted me a brain. And then they just like...
I've seen horrors beyond your comprehension. Eldritch creatures like vacuum.
Yeah, they have like weird eldritch horror names for like stuff. They just like... One of the cats comes back. One of the giants put me in a box of the mail. Like those particularly cruel children who just like, I don't like those kids.
No, no one does. That's evil behavior.
I know. And they're just like, they put me in the box of the Mail.
I saw one using the power of the sun to kill cattle. Just little ants.
Oh my gosh. It's just like, we have to defeat the evil giant. It's just a toddler with a magnifying glass. Ants, I would love the fact that ants are like cows.
Yeah. The final boss fight of the game would just be like, you fight a toddler to the point it gets slightly injured and then it runs away.
It's just like, we must defeat this grand beast. What is this sonorous noise it is making? It's just like a toddler crying. It's just like, what is this sonorous war cry?
Everyone immediately has to roll like, Constitution save.
Constitution save.
My
Yeah.
ears.
I had, okay, derailing just a tiny bit. For a one-shot, I had a kobold cleric of Lightning McQueen.
Amazing.
I summoned my spiritual weapon of, okay, all hail Lord McQueen, Ka-chow be his name.
Horrible.
It was glorious. So, as like, we were in the final boss fight, and I summoned Lord McQueen as a spiritual weapon. Think this like 3-foot kobold summoning this giant car. And my DM at that time, she's like, okay, everybody take like 5 points of psychic damage because you've never seen a car before.
Yeah.
Much less one that looks like this. And I'm just like, bask in his glory. And I think that they would have like, after that huge boss battle, they would see a machine of death, which is just a car.
Yeah.
Because the parents, especially if it's a toddler who just wandered into the forest and came back hurt, the parents are going to be like, oh, something out there bit or hit my child. We got to go see someone. And they're just like, they are taking it away. We have won.
That is truly like the final boss fight, is that there's just like a fumigator at the end of the game. It's gas has been filling in the forest. There's no more hope.
Yeah, and then they just like, they have to call upon the magic of the ancients. They literally just get the raccoon to mess with the fumigator, and it suddenly starts malfunctioning, and there's like a kingdom-wide rejoicing, and like the cat emperor steps down, and the mouse takes the throne, and it's just like, the cats are just like, we'll be back, and the mice are just like, no, you will not be. You will be the serfs. You will be the peasants of this kingdom now, and like...
Run to your giants. We fear them no longer.
Yes! And then that long descendant of the Rat King is just like, the rats will rule once more! And then the raccoon is just like, I don't care, just pay me.
Okay.
And the raccoon Scrooge McDucks in their freaking treasury full of Cheerios.
A perfect end. I guess, what character, if you were in this game, would you want to play?
I would love to play like a mouse paladin or like a mouse paladin.
A knight of the kingdom.
A knight of the kingdom because he or she has worked their way up the ranks and they're just like, I'm in the ranks of this army now, but I believe in something different than the approved religions. They're just like, I believe in some wacky wild thing. They saw like a giant with a slice of pie once and they're just like, worship the pie child. I don't know why I'm thinking about pie. I'm hungry.
Well, we have to think of a name for the character 100%. It has to be like, names in this world cannot be like, it's either you have to go full fancy or all the names have to be a little stupid. Or like we go full fancy and then like the raccoon's like, I'm Mike.
Yeah. It's just like, oh Mike of the poisoned city.
Someone called me a trash panda once.
Oh yeah.
That's my title.
Mike, oh trash panda. And like I feel like if it's like a mouse paladin, they would get a different name from their god than the actual one, because their actual one, because they're a mouse, would be like Squeak or Trash or Tiny or Bite or like something one syllable, because mice have a lot of kids.
Yes.
Which is why the rabbits are the pack horses.
Checks out.
Because they're rabbits. So I would assume like the cats would have like more noble names.
Yes.
It's just like, my name is Lord Whiskers of, or she who walks the shadows, Sir Flufferbutt. Something like that, because the giants would have given them their names. It's just like, all hail Sir Flufferbutt. And like the humans at the table will be giggling maniacally.
Yeah.
And it's just like the players in scene would be like, all hail Lord Flufferbutt.
Just the human called me this.
The human have
the given title.
The humans have chosen my name. I am now Lord Flufferbutt. I do not know what it means, but it's a grand title.
It's like one
great
evil cleric
power.
that's like, in the ancient books you are considered vermin. It's like, you can't say that.
You can't say that to the king. Who would the jesters be? Frogs.
I guess a frog jester makes sense. I don't know, like a little stoat.
A frog bard. A frog bard would honestly be hilarious.
It's a band of crickets and cicadas.
Oh yeah. He just has like a one-man band set up, and when he gets tired of them, he eats them.
I do love that.
Because if it's a band of crickets and cicadas...
That would be in the Frog Kingdom for sure. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
he has little, he has fly servants that he's like, you've done me a bad job. Blip.
And just eats them. Yeah, the frog ruler would be like, oh my gosh, she would have an army of like flies that he stole from the rabies kingdom.
Fear me, I have ticks.
Oh, that would be the squirrel.
I have a dangerous weapon.
A dangerous weapon, and he just like yeets flies at people. Also, what about bees? What do we think about bees?
Yeah, I mean, they'd be self-contained.
They would be very self-contained.
That's like another wild encounter.
It's just like, you run into bees.
It'd be like a magic item, or like just bee knights that scout around.
Oh, yes.
Stay away.
Stay away from our queen. And like, whenever the queen dies, they have like a week of mourning.
We already have to do the best to save off the giants ourselves.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wasps are definitely...
Wasps are more horrifying.
Wasps are definitely a boss battle. Like
Yeah.
a low-level boss battle, you have to fight the wasp knight.
I would love the idea of a fox pretending to be a cat.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, I'm a cat.
I'm totally a cat.
I'm a cat too, your highness.
Your highness. I'm just like, I'm totally a cat.
I'm just an advisor.
Yeah.
The humans also favor me.
I mean, if you talk to the right human... I love foxes. I have made a tabaxi fox cat, so technically speaking, it could work. Especially if your DM is pretty like running loose and wild with these rules. Which is just like, yeah, no, if you can convince the kitty kingdom that you are a cat, you are a cat.
They're not smart.
They're not smart. They're idiots.
All they do is lay around and eat food and get mad at people for no reason.
They're maxed. to play a cat, you would have like a +2 to charisma and a +1 to
Yeah.
strength, but a -2 to intelligence. You are not smart. There
Your
are no
Honor-
wizards.
Your Honor, the kingdom, it's in danger. In a minute, I have a sunbeam.
In
3 hours.
In a minute, I have to go bask in the royal sunbeam. Your Highness, the royal sunbeam.
The royal sunbeam waits for no one.
Yeah, no, to play a cat, you would be like, you would get a bonus to charisma,
Yeah.
but you get a -2 intelligence. Like if you played a fox, you would get a +2 to intelligence and a +2 to charisma. Foxes are tricksy, and people like them.
Yes.
Raccoons, I would definitely give like a stat boost to like wisdom, street smarts, honestly,
100%.
and dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Squirrels, dex. You are a dex build. You are solely a dex build.
Mice are dex.
Mice are dex.
A lot of the little guys are just kind of
Hamsters are definitely charisma.
Charisma,
Charisma and constitution.
I feel like hamsters have negative constitution.
Yeah.
You turn your back and a hamster is dead.
Yeah. The hamsters...
If you're playing a hamster, I feel like we have to give hamsters an intelligence bonus only because they would have to be wizards in this world.
Oh yeah, because honestly, their con is crud.
I have an ancient artifact, the Orb of Containment, and a hamster's just like in a little orb, little ball.
No, that's the High Grand Wizard. He's stuck in the Orb of Containment, but he's pretending that it's fine.
It's a spell I've cast.
It's a
Don't
spell.
touch it!
No touching! No touching, or I will roll off that cliff. No, it's like a magic college on the edge of a cliff, and the head wizard is in a hamster.
We say cliff, it's like a slight hill.
It's a playground.
Yeah, it's a playground's horrifying. That's an ancient land.
That's an ancient land is a playground, and they have to travel across. They have to travel across treacherous bridges, and they have to dodge giants. And oh my gosh, this world is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Considering like all the little bonuses. Frogs are definitely dex and con.
Yes.
Because frogs are sturdy. I have personally watched a frog be thrown across a room and just be fine. I didn't throw it. It was my brother, but I'm throwing him under the bus. He threw a frog because the frog peed on his hand, and he's just like, "Meow!" And I'm just like, "Dude, calm down." Yeah, no, frogs definitely have that dex and that con. I'm thinking tortoises, strength. And their AC is crazy.
Oh yeah, high con.
High con, high strength, because...
I've been here since the dawn of the forest. I think, maybe.
Yeah, no, the
My memory's kind of horrible, honestly.
The turtles do not have intelligence or wisdom. They're just like, I've been here since the dawn of creation. I'm pretty sure.
It's been a long few years.
And they talk really slow, like that one NPC in the video game that you're just like mashing A and you can't get past it.
Tell me, is there still that like rabid dog running around?
Rabid dog?
No, I think that's God now.
It's just like, tell us your wisdom, O Elder of the Forest. 4 hours later.
Don't eat every berry you see. Mistake
Number one.
number one.
And don't eat everything you find, because sometimes it's a candle. What is a candle? Oh, great elder! A candle.
You don't even know.
You don't even know what a...
Ancient artifacts.
Are you sure you should be out on this quest, dear mouse? Do you not know what a candle is?
Well, I think we'll start wrapping it up because
Yeah.
I don't have too much longer.
No, you're good.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for recording with me.
Thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for going along with my stupid mouse Jesus, and then we spiraled.
You can go ahead and plug again. You said your TikTok and YouTube.
Okay, my name's Nicole. I am the Chaos Cleric on both TikTok and YouTube. I am Ace of All Trades on Twitter and Blue Sky. I totally forget that I have those accounts. And then I am the True Mayhem Maker over on Insta. I don't respond to anything except for my TikTok, but that's about it. So,
Yeah.
bada bing, bada boom. Thanks for having
Thank
me,
you.
Retro.
And I'll totally have you back at some point.
Heck yes. This is so fun. Because I got to gush about tiny animals and creatures.
And warrior cats, which
And
is very important.
And warrior cats.
And warrior cats.
Oh, we need a deer.
Great, Ed. And there we go.
If I was professional a day in my life, I wouldn't have run my 4-shot.
I'm immediately adding that to the end of the episode. Just as a little bonus content. If anyone makes it to the end.
If anyone makes it to the end, they'll hear me being a maniac.